Have a seat. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, one and all, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. First of all, happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, everybody. Always worth celebrating. And in honor, I thought I'd kick off the show tonight with a lesser-known fun fact from this great man's life. Did you know that? And this is true. Although we now regard MLK as one of the greatest orators of our time, he actually received 2 C's in public speaking. That is a really tough teacher. No one wants to hear the details of a dream, Martin. Also, have you actually been to a mountaintop? Write what you know. Yesterday, President Biden celebrated MLK's legacy from Dr. King's own pulpit at Ebenezer Baptist Church.
I say this with all sincerity. I stand here humbled, being the first sitting president of the United States to have an opportunity to speak at Ebenezer Sunday service. You've been around for 136 years. I know I look like it, but I haven't.
I mean, look at this face. Look. I know I look like it. Look at this face. It's like an old catcher's mitt. I mean, white does crack, Jack. I look like somebody just unwrapped a mummy. Don't ask what it was wrapped in. It was classified documents. Oops, I've said too much. Amen. Play ball! Now, Biden continued honoring the Reverend this morning at a prayer breakfast where he learned it was the birthday of MLK's daughter-in-law, Andrea Waters King, although it seems like he was missing one small detail.
Well, look, my wife has a rule in her family. When somebody's birthday, you sing happy birthday. You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Valen. Happy birthday to you.
Wow. Okay, now, people are accusing him, yes, people are accusing him of forgetting her name. That's not fair. He clearly never knew her name. Or maybe they're just such good friends that he's calling her by her nickname, Larler. What's up, Larler? Larler. Larler. Thank you. Unfortunately for President Joe, his classified document saga continues. On Saturday, it was reported that Biden's aides found 5 additional pages of classified material at his personal residence in Delaware. Oh my God! This just won't end. Joe's making me do something I swore I would never do. Care about what happens in Delaware. It's getting, snap that in. Sure, how's it going? Anyone from Delaware? Delaware? No Delaware? It's getting hard to keep all these documents straight, so let me lay it out. This newly discovered stack of 5 pages is actually part of the same stash we learned about last week, but apparently Biden's lawyers had stopped searching the property because they didn't have security clearance. So a White House lawyer who did have clearance arrived Thursday and found 5 additional documents with classified markings. Okay, Biden team, how about before you make any announcements, you wait until the whole search is finished? Hey, great news. We found only one raccoon living inside your wall. She's lactating up a storm, but I'm sure that doesn't mean anything. Why has... It's a disturbing image.
Yeah.
Lactating raccoon. Now, why has stuff been coming out in dribs and drabs? Well, after the first documents were found, the Biden team volunteered to do additional searches, but moved more slowly than law enforcement expected. How fast do you expect an 80-year-old man to move? Okay, what are you guys looking for? The documents? I got some boxes down in the old guest room. Come on, let's go down. Let's go get them. Come on, let's go on. Boy, gotta say, that picture looks a little crooked on the wall, doesn't it? Does that look level to you guys? Does that look level? I got a level in the garage. Let me go get that. All right, the boxes. Hold on, I got the boxes. What's going on with this? What's going on? Scene. this might not even be the end, because sources say there are multiple additional spots that could be searched, and it's possible additional documents could still be found. Well, if this goes on until the spring, they can kill 2 birds and combine the search with the White House Easter egg hunt. This document story, how early is Easter this year? Is it early or late? No way of knowing. This document story is playing right into the Republicans' hands. Now the House GOP is demanding 2 years of visitor logs from President Biden's Delaware home. They're going to learn about all of Biden's regular visitors. Ben, Jerry, Baskin, Robbins, Ambassador Hagen, Admiral Dawes, and most scandalous of all, a solo visit from Mrs. Softy. Yes, Mrs. Softy. Yeah, they split up. They split up. She left Mr. Softy for obvious reasons. One little... I know. Goodbye, childhood. One little problem with the Republicans' request for who came and went from the Delaware home. The White House says no visitor logs exist for President Biden's private residence. Oh, they don't exist? Or do they exist on Hunter Biden's laptop? Get a little closer. Snap a little closer. More dramatic. Of course, President Biden should not have had these materials at home, and I'm sure House Republicans have honest concerns about our nation's classified documents, right? One of those Republicans?
At the end of the day, my biggest concern isn't the classified documents, to be honest with you. My concern is how there's such a discrepancy in how former President Trump was treated by raiding Mar-a-Lago, by getting the security cameras, by taking pictures of documents on the floor, by going through Melania's closet, versus Joe Biden.
Yes, there is such a discrepancy. Joe Biden's own lawyers are the ones who found his documents, then immediately turned them into the National Archives. The other guy hid the documents, then his lawyers lied, obstructed, or in Rudy's case, fell asleep outside the M&M store in a kiddie pool full of Carlo Rossi. There's more news. I like that guy. Deputy Dog, muskrat singing on the creek mud. There's more news about New York congressman and that 1/5... Not his core base. New York congressman and that 1/5 grader who carries a briefcase, George Santos. Since he was elected, we've learned that Santos has no problem misrepresenting everything, including his own name. There are stories out there that Santos called himself by a variety of names, and now we have proof in the form of a recently surfaced video from an event in Los Angeles circa 2019. Check out what Santos uses here.
My name's Anthony DeVolder. I recently founded a movement called United for Trump on Facebook.
And if you have any questions about it, you can DM me at The Real Taylor Swift. Okay. That's The Real Taylor Swift. One of the most serious questions facing Santos is that he loaned $705,000 to his own campaign, even though 2020 records indicate he only had $55,000. And a lot of people are asking where Santos got the money, including Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. Because on Thursday, Gaetz was the guest host of Steve Bannon's War Room podcast, and he asked Santos the origins of that $700K.
Where did it come from?
Well, I'll tell you where it didn't come from. It didn't come from China, Ukraine, or Burisma. How about that?
Well, yeah, that is an answer.
True. That is an answer. Not to the question you asked, but it's an answer. The judges would also have accepted manifest destiny and chlorophyll. Also answers. Those would also be answers of some form. Gaetz persisted, sort of.
So, when you donated that money to your campaign, is there anything else you can say about the work you did that was the origin of those resources?
Look, I've worked my entire life. I've lived an honest life. I've never been accused, sued of any bad doings.
Really? No one's accused you of doing anything but doing bad doings. If you didn't know that, you should watch the news. Somebody get this guy a TV, or better yet, just leave your door open. He'll come take it. Santos continued.
It's the equity of my hard-working self, and I've invested inside of me.
Well, There it is. He got the money from the equity of his hard-working self that he's invested inside of him. Did I have that right?
That's about it. Yeah.
I gotta say,
That's it.
the equity of his hard-working self is invested inside of him. For a guy that lies this much, he should really be better at it at this point. You know, Malcolm Gladwell said you need to do something for 10,000 hours to master it. Or as George Santos said, I am Malcolm Gladwell. In Is This Still Happening news, this weekend was the 71st annual Miss Universe competition, and Miss USA, Rabani Gabriel, won it all. Keep in mind, this isn't Miss Earth, this is Miss Universe, which is why we're beaming tonight's show out to space. Alpha Centauri, in 4.36 years, you're gonna learn that you're all uggos. It was a close contest, but Rabani sealed the deal during the costume portion of the evening when she wore this outfit, which is either moon-themed or what it looks like when a disco ball pukes. I know it looks like... I know it looks like it would be hard to walk in that lunar getup, but you'd be wrong. It's actually extremely hard to walk in it. That's one small step for woman, because one giant step would blow out her meniscus. We got a great show for you tonight. My guest is Hugh Jackman, but when we come back, another installment of my tech segment, Cyborgasm. Stick around.